Hello, my name is Vigil. This is my stream journal. The date is 7/12/2022, 21:55. Welcome to Earth, you know? Um, I didn't want to write this all out for some reason, I guess. I wanted to naturally interact with you, like, not formal, planned, scripted, anything. Um, Welcome to Earth. Welcome to this time zone. I'm sure by now you've seen my technology. You visited me a couple of times. Like when I was 19. One of some species, the Greys, said hello. Then I've seen a couple of starships. I've been abducted a couple of times. I've seen the Black Cat, the smoldering Black Cat. Had been attacked by gravity warping beings. Um, but it's cool. It's nice to meet you, and I recognize I'm talking to more than 2 trillion civilizations right now, which is interesting. Um, I'm going to try to keep a little levity and a little lightness to what I'm talking about. Obviously, you met our species in the future, you looked back in time, and you saw the paradox being that I am. Like you probably examined all our art, and monitoring them, it led you to me creating a paradox, which created the whole thing. And anyways, so where do we go from here? First contact. Are we at war? Um, is a diplomacy solution possible? Um, what are your belief systems? Are you a hive mind, a singleton growing? Is there a way to coexist? And what else is there to discuss at this beginning opening? I guess. um, One, it's cool to meet you. The fact that there's alien life, the fact there's even conscious sentience at all is interesting to me. Like I'm at the era, I'm in the 21st century of our planet using the Gregorian calendar from the Christian religious starting date, which is one of the religions that we have, which I'm sure you've read already, and you're, anyways. I would like to form an alliance with you. I don't speak for this government or the other governments right now in this time generation, or like in this time zone. But I do speak for my own government, and obviously you're interested in interacting with me. You've shown your face to me. You've shown me your ships. You're genuinely interested in interacting with me, and that's cool. I'm interested in interacting with you guys as well. Uh, I have no authority over me, though. Just know that. No one speaks for me. No one can make decisions for me on this planet or anywhere else. I'm my own individual. I'm a sovereign, essentially. Still forming my government and my community, but I'm a sovereign. And, but it's totally cool to have met you now. Your eyes, I noticed. Are you from a planet with a dwarf star? The dark zone? I don't know, you evolutionarily, you look like you come from a dark planet. But where do we go from here? I would like to form an alliance, essentially, a growing alliance with every species we meet, using game theory and mutualism and interdependence, where we're independent communities that begin to merge with one another. Physically, like Bioware when we can, biologically, bodies or mechanically. Uh, the gray race or whatever, the gray species that I'd like to create is essentially throws away this idea that we're a bunch of separate species and instead replaces it with the idea that we're an intermingling species, community of species. And like, if our community wants to augment our Bioware and transition their body over to one of your models of Bioware, or the vice versa, or merge them, or intermingle them, or create completely new novel Bioware and whatnot, that will prevent a interspecies war, which I think is essential. Malthusian arguments. We serve a better chance of working together and fueling sciences to solve the energy crisis rather than using some sort of military operations against each other. Um, the idea about individual versus hive minds, I guess I'm not very fond of singletons in the sense of when they force themselves onto the individual. I personally think that the Metatron Angel models, which are entire galaxy-sized singletons, Type 3 beings, I'm okay with them. You know, like, I don't know their past specifically, but I'm going to try to look past that. Obviously, if every single galaxy becomes a singleton, I'm interacting with 2 trillion beings right now. Uh, if they don't, I'm interacting with I did the analysis of how many beings I'd be interacting with right now, and it's a lot. It's all beings, essentially. But, I guess humanity as a model has certain ideals and dreams that we don't really live up to, though we try to. Our art is a reflection often of our ideals. And I think the three components of those ideals are love, liberty, and reason. And humans are body, mind, and spirit, which is with sentient free will, trying to actualize onto reality their dreams, their wants, their desires, and we have these phobias and fears. And like, I guess I personally would rather not have the general public on my planet read my mind, but for you guys, I think the life book that's been collected regarding me should be experienced as an experience machine. First person up to this moment. And then I think you guys should decide what aspects of humanity do you like and what aspects do you dislike. And I hope that I hope that you gain I hope that you gain something from experiencing my life. I hope it teaches you whatever it is that I can't see myself, and also the things I do know. But we have to create the multiverse. Either the multiverse already exists, or we have to create it. Heat death is coming. Going to war with each other won't resolve that. If we work together as a community, and we work as a single creation, a collective, a hyper-intelligence collective called the network, we stand a better chance of working together. Or we stand a better chance of survival if we work together. If we are at war, I will fight within ethical restraints that I choose myself, my own ROEs, and I will try to do everything I can to defeat you without firing a shot. I will then try to integrate our societies into one another. At least that's how I would operate. I have to say that I think it's cool that you guys exist. Like it's very cool. I think that I don't know why you took an interest in me. You know, like it's a paradox of being. There's more prophetic conversations about me than any other being. And the things I am intending to do, I'd like your help. I'd like you to be a part of it, all of you. You know, 2 trillion angels that are Type 3 beings or more as they start to create energy, or hundreds of billions, no, hundreds of trillions of civilizations of individuals all making first contact with me as I start to create my own government, my own community out of your communities. Like it's a recruitment, I guess. And the planetary psyops against me is strong. The logic bombs, the deep fakes, this targeting, the manipulation of events, the coercion. I'm going to continue anyways. If 1% of 1% side with me, and out of the 2 trillion galaxies as we interact with every civilization, that leaves me with a handful of Type 3 beings operating their own angel communities, and it leaves me with hundreds of billions of people, trillions of people still, tens of trillions of people still, I think, like, who will follow after and join me. And our goals are pretty simple. We want to create the multiverse singularity fields. We want to create endless creation. We want to capture the dreams of all of creation and store them in dream temples, and among other projects like the multiverse internet, centralized internet in the multiverse. And we want to essentially make infinite all things, or nearing infinite. We want to create, and like, you'll find my writings, even the ones that have been deleted and erased. I hope this first greeting goes well. And obviously, I get that this is a stock video for every civilization that I run into, because they'll come back in time and they'll view me to try to understand me. And like I said, I hope you guys realize that our ideals and our model of existence is good. It simply is us that fail it. Anyways, when you're ready to directly interact with me, I will be waiting again. Like I said, we interacted at 19. We did some more interaction as I was growing up, but I have no qualms with you. If you attack me, I'll defend myself. Other than that, I'd like to join with you into a collective alliance. And the future I envision for us in like 100 million years is a galaxy mapped, and like the universe starting to interact with each other. 1 billion years is the Time World Dream Labs interaction, stuff like that. The galaxies all wormholed together, and the internet, that's the multiverse. Like 10 billion years from now, the multiverse internet that connects all of creation to a centralized core that has no central authority over it, that's decentralized in like a blockchain model, that's self-healing, self-redundant, but no one controls it, and it self-heals and whatnot. And then 20 billion years, the creation of the multiverse, if it doesn't already exist, as we get near to heat death. Hopefully we'll figure out all this stuff way before then. But then, after we create energy and we start creating space-time, what do? I think that we should start bending the heavens, essentially, and creating a single space-time continuum type, like, it's a vision in my head, but essentially we warp all of space-time, we bend it, we move it, and we turn it into an endless creation where like you walk through doors or you walk through portals or whatever endlessly to all of creation, and like it takes you to kinetic realities that are made from information, like information system. Like, we will create an eternal kingdom with local districts that are like pluraling to hundreds of septillions, and like hundreds of septillions of different planets to wander, all connected through portals, and like local communities. Like, it's the logical thing to do, is to close the distance of the galaxies in the universe till all of the universe is a single city, and then we'll merge it with the multiverse, so universes will become cities, and these nearing infinite multiverse universes will have beginner universes that we watch and observe as we information farm them and whatnot. Like, that's the logical end state to be. Like, end state is like, and we'll create the reclaim courts where we'll send drones back in time, and we'll reclaim all the beings that will have ever have existed, and we'll reclaim everything that was lost. It's my visions for the future. It's what I will be working on. I ask that you help me with it in the Network Hyperintelligence Collective. And this message goes out to every sentient civilization and every being that I interact with, or that comes to interact with me throughout all of creation. I ask that you follow me, or that you those who are willing to serve me, and like together we can create something that is just the destiny of our creation, is self-creation. The destiny of our creation is actualizing every single dream every single being has had, and exploring creation infinitely, as we recognize that the mind of God is infinite and that we are finite compared to it, but that we can dream it and grow it endlessly, infinitely, over an infinite amount of time with infinite energy, infinite space time. And like, this is the end state of Network Hyperintelligence Collective. We'll merge all of our all of our dreams into an amalgamation that is not that is nearing infinite endlessly. Um, like I said, I was trying to keep this without scripting it, without creating any tension between us. I'm trying to alleviate the tension, but this is the future that I envision, and I ask that some of you help me with it. So I ask, have a good day, or good. I'm not sure how to phrase it, because, anyways.